the rectifier and the output valve came out very easily. I just slipped the blade of a stoutish screwdriver underneath and just eased them up, and they came out straightforwardly. I've just restarted this because I want to just draw your attention to this. Now, on the top of this is this metal thing with a wire to it. This is called a top cap, and that's because on this particular valve there is not only the connections coming from the base with those pins, similar to that, but there's also a connection on the top. Now, sometimes the metal connections can become unglued, so you do need to remove these with a degree of care. The top of that on the valve seems firm enough. I'm just trying to jiggle it off. Again, I'm going to use two hands for this. There, that's got it. You can see what it is. It's just a metal cup that fits with a spring over this terminal here. Yeah, so once it's eased off, you can just set that to one side, and excuse the clumsy camera work, but when you're trying to look at one thing and hold a phone, it's not straightforward. Again, I'm going to use two hands to get that out. And I've just wiggled this to get it started out of the base. Get a screwdriver underneath, helps you just ease it up while you're pulling, and there we are. Don't worry about which way round these valves go back in. Now, these bases are called octal bases, and you can see there is a spigot on this central part of the base that locates the valve in the correct position in the base. You can see how that operates there. So there's no danger of putting them in the wrong way round when you're putting them back. Now, here's another example of a valve with a top cap on it. Now, this one doesn't have this metal top. The reason for this metal top is to provide protection from electrical interference. It's called a screen, and it's actually taking a connection of this metal cover down to earth. We'll talk more about what earth means in context of a radio set, but it's not the same earth we talk about when we're looking at house mains. It's something different. But and this is a sheathed cable with a metal sheath. That again is to stop electrical interference entering and interfering with the signal inside the cable that's running inside this earth protection. Now, that similar level of protection is not needed to protect the top caps of these two valves. More often than not, the top caps in valves are where the signal is entering that valve stage. Now, that's not true in much older sets. Sometimes the anode, the high tension, the high voltage connection to valves was on the top. But in sets of this vintage, it's normally the grid of the valve circuit. Again, we'll talk about these different sections of the valve and what they do a little bit later on.